Hey family, what's up? Welcome to the portal of alignment. I hope y'all having a beautiful day. Hopefully you showed up for yourself today, because if you don't show up for you first, you can't show up for nobody. I could bet you that. I could promise you that. Okay. Now, I came on here to talk about finances. I wanted to know what's going on with the money. Shake the money tree. You know what I'm saying? But Spirit could have other plans, okay? I guess I'll do that after this one. I was led to speak on parental dynamics, okay? I command that this video change your life. Well, whatever information that is channeled through me, that it serve a purpose for you when it comes to what I'm about to talk about. Because a lot of us have really fucked up relationships with our parents, and it can be very triggering. Okay, but I'm gonna share a little bit about how I got through certain things and things of that nature. Okay, shout out to all of you, all of y'all. Like, whether you stay, whether you leave, whether you just come by and never come back again, I appreciate your presence. I appreciate you gracefully, you know what I'm saying, coming across my channel. If you're a returning family member, bitch, you know I fuck with you. Okay, I love all y'all, man, female, what? Man, female, I meant to say male, female, anything indifferent. I appreciate every last one of y'all. Just know that the most beautiful character in your life is you. Okay, you are the main character. You say what go. You have God within you. You make the commands, and it must be met. The universe responds to you. Okay, thank you for all y'all engagement, likes, comments, shares, and subscriptions. Hype me up. All right, I ain't gonna even lie. I did not want to use these motherfucking cards. I'm not gonna lie, but I was just led to. So we gonna pick 3 of them, and then we gonna get into the tarot cards I want to use. Okay, Spirit said you ain't using them either. All right, bet. Okay. But let's get right into the energy. If you want to book a personal reading, everything is in the description box. Okay, if you want to enter the raffle, all of that information is also in the description box. Shout out to the members, okay? If you become a member of this channel, you automatically get 7 entries into the raffle. If you are a continued member, for every month that you are a member, I will add your name 7 more times. You know what I'm saying? 777. Okay. I'm hearing the luck of the Irish again. Okay. I just channeled that in reading a few days ago. But if anybody is interested in knowing who this beautiful woman is in the background, her name is Shantris Saber here on YouTube. Okay, and then in the far background, that's my girl Jalen with the Goddess Affirmations going on TV. All right, but let's get right into it. Okay, 3, 2, 4. You could be seeing 1, 2, 3, 4 a lot. All right, for somebody here, your voice. Okay, you don't have to be a singer, but I get this energy of the truth. It's like you always tell the truth. You are somebody that people can come to and get good advice. And even if they don't want to hear the truth, you give it to them straight up and raw, because you're able to oversee things, all right? And we are talking about parental dynamics and family dynamics as well to begin this reading. For somebody here, you're having a hard time. I'm hearing specifically with the mother. Okay, you and your mom could be going through some type of stagnancy in your life right now, and I feel like it's because you've outgrown the timeline that she stayed stuck in. Okay, and my ear is ringing. Okay, my right ear is ringing as soon as I said that. All right, and when I made note of it ringing, it stopped. So I just definitely get this energy of like, I don't know if you know this, but you've grown past a timeline that your mother and her mother and her mother was stuck in. Okay, and it's causing some type of resistance because you can no longer really coexist with this person. Okay, this could also be someone's father here. We're going to just talk about parents in general. Take it how it resonates. If it's your mother, if it's your father, anybody that is serving as a guardian in your life. Okay, this could even be a godmother, godfather. Okay, I'm also picking up on an aunt here. Somebody that was just always there. This could even be someone's older sister, someone who served as a mother. Okay, or you could be that older sister and you had to mother yourself. I heard take both, so that's what we're gonna do. I only want 3 anyway, and instantly my eyes drawn to this surrender. All right, there is something here. I feel like a lot of us blame our parents for the things that we've been through, for the things that we experienced and we didn't experience, and it's so easy to blame somebody else for what you feel like was lacking in your life. But have you ever really considered the lack in the things that they experience? Have you ever really considered, and this is not to take away from what you've experienced from them, because at the end of the day, we all know our parents know right from wrong. For somebody here, genuinely, this person don't. There's a lot of healing that needs to take place. And in order for this person to even understand your dialect is what I'm hearing. Like, you don't even speak the same way you used to. Okay, a lot of the things that you say toward this parent, it pierces their heart. It triggers them and make them feel some type of way because they know it's the truth. But you giving them something that they're not ready for. But then again, you trying to force yourself to be around this person. Force yourself to want to be around this person. Excuse me, that's for somebody. You may be feeling a little guilty with the fact that you feel like you got to be separated from a part of you. I understand that. I get that, like, so much. But at the same time, would it be fair to you to stunt your own growth, trying to allow people around you that's not ready to catch up? Nah, we ain't doing that. Okay? I'm hearing somebody is afraid to break free. Okay? Take the energy, how it resonates. Okay? But you got, how can I surrender even more in this moment? How can I surrender even more in this moment? I feel like Spirit is asking you to surrender the need for validation when it comes to your parents. At the end of the day, your parent is only going to operate in the capacity in which they exist. If all they know is tradition, if all they know is, I'm hearing religion, if all they know is what the doctor told them, if all they know is what the government told them, if all they know is the news, okay, these could be grandparents as well. If all they know is what they know, why should that stunt your growth? Why are we attaching our feelings so much? I ain't even gonna say why, because it's hard to ask that question when it's family. Family's supposed to stick together. Family's supposed to love. Family's supposed to embrace. Family's supposed to support. At least that's what I was taught. What if that's a fucking lie? It's nice, don't get me wrong, to have all of that within the family dynamic. This is something that we, as we go on our journey of healing, we want to create for ourselves. It's like for most of us, a distant fantasy. All right, literally, because you've never been able to experience peace and harmony in the household. Okay, and it almost seemed impossible. But we don't even understand how sometimes the relationship, most times, all the time, the relationship dynamic that we have with our parents is the same relationships and people and spirits that we attract, that we build relationships with. It's the same spirit. We came here to learn lessons. We came here to experience life on a physical plane and learn the certain things with certain people that we reincarnate with. Would you believe if I told you that in a past life, that person probably was a spouse or a friend, and they just reincarnated with you so that way you can learn that lesson that you were supposed to learn in the past life, this lifetime, with that same person in a different dynamic. It's a soul tie that you will never be able to cut. Not in this realm. I'm not saying spiritually, because obviously if you learn certain lessons, I don't think that spirit will put you through it to the put you through anything that you already learned from. It's over with. It's pointless. You see what I'm saying? But what I mean by a soul tie that'll never be cut, once you're born, your mother will never not be, whether you know her or not. A lot of us don't even realize that we living with somebody that we don't even know. That person don't even know themselves. Okay, I'm also picking up on jealousy when it comes to the mother and the sisters. Something about sisters and mothers and fighting. All right, comparison. Okay, comparing each other to each other, always competing. All right, somebody here could have also experienced their mother sleeping with somebody that they was with. Maybe this is something you don't even know, but it's like you suspected it. All right, this is your confirmation. Okay, it says, do I surround myself with people who lift me up? And it was in reverse. So that let me know that there's nothing uplifting about this family dynamic. There's nothing uplifting about whatever relationship this is. But we can't let it go because it's our parent. I can't let them go because this is my mama. I can't let them go because this is my daddy. I can't do that because this is my family. When are we going to realize that just like we meet other motherfuckers that's just regular motherfuckers to us, they got a family too. And them regular motherfuckers be fucked up and they are part of a family, so why can't my family be fucked up? Okay? The reason that the blue ones or the purple ones? All right, the blue ones. Gotcha. The reason that I am speaking on this, because I feel like a lot of us don't even realize the cycles that we allow ourselves to continue when we skip over the root of the problem, home. We got to stop also blaming our parents for things that they couldn't control. Sometimes, like, because I'm picking up too, there could have been a situation where somebody was touched inappropriately. Okay? And you feel like your parent did nothing about it. If anything, you feel like this person encouraged it. All right? I'm getting this thing where back in the days, or back in their days, it's the same thing happened to them. And they were stuck in that trauma. So hearing it from you, it's almost as if like you brought something, you triggered something in them that they never healed. What helped me forgive my parents was the truth. My daddy ain't have a mother or a father. His mom died a month within his birth. His father is somebody he never knew. And he don't even know that. Or he might do, but it's nothing that we discussed. Because my father was absent most of my life. I didn't even know that I was attracting men that was just like him. That carried his same brokenness. That carried his same emptiness. Sometimes your parent don't even realize that you came through them to heal them. But they're so indoctrinated thinking that a child can't teach me nothing. What? I'm your parent. I'm the mama. You the child, or stay in a child's place. Somebody here, you were just always meant to think that you weren't worthy enough to speak up. When you were the one that they should have been listening to. Or you were the one that they listened to when it benefited them. Because somebody here, you can channel messages. You've been a medium since a child. You were born with some type of psychic power that's 10 times greater than anybody living, standing in the generation of your family right now. You are the one. Most times, the one always go through it with their parents because they are experiencing something that they never experienced before through their child, and it could be very scary for them. Imagine you coming to your mama, talk about, you want to burn a candle in intentions, and you want to talk about tarot cards, and all she ever knew was Jesus Christ, or being a Muslim, or being, I don't fucking know, whatever you ain't. At spirit, at heart, okay? Imagine that. Imagine you coming to your mama talk about you see your granddaddy every night, a granddaddy you ain't never met. Some of y'all are those parents that's watching this. How do you expect, how did you react when you were afraid of something? Have you ever thought about that? What was your reaction? Did you take it lightly? And I'm not saying that you guys' reaction should be the same. You might be totally opposite from them. But we've all experienced fear. Okay? All of us. How can I surrender even more in this moment? There is something here that you may be holding on to when it comes to, I'm hearing a lot of your ways, a lot of your character, a lot of the reasons why you move the way you move. Okay, somebody here, you never experienced love in a household, so going outside of that household, you couldn't even recognize what that is. Our parents didn't teach us to love ourselves because their parents didn't teach them to love themselves. They were caught up in the distraction. They were caught up in the setup. So when you realize that you are being set up, and I'm not talking about on a mundane level, it could be, but I mean set up as in being fed by a source that don't love you, i.e. government. Used, abused. When you want to go against the grain and all they ever did was go with the current. They never once fought against it. Fighting against the current makes you strong. I don't know, you gonna use extra manpower when you swimming in the pool and you going against the flow. It makes you strong. I'm not saying that there aren't times in life where we go with the flow, but it's about a balance. If you go with the flow all your life, you will never know what it feels like to go against it. I'm speaking to somebody here. All right, y'all, this message is a little bit heavier. All right. Definitely felt excited to come talk about this, but I know that this is going to be a very touchy subject because a lot of us just don't get why don't my mother like me? Why aren't they supporting what I got going on? Why is it so hard for them to trust me? Why is it so hard for them to understand me? And that's the key. They've always understood you. Understood you. And that's where you come in at, to understand yourself. They can't relate to you. They can't relate to your within if they're not even in touch with their own. I also feel with this, how can I surrender even more in this moment? Spirit is asking you to forgive. Forgive yourself first. And forgiving you for the things that you feel like you shouldn't have done. Forgiving you on your own mistakes. You release a lot of tension. And naturally, you go to looking at things from a different perspective for other people. The more you understand yourself, the more you understand your own flaws. Understand. Y'all get what I'm trying to say. Okay, listen. I be trying so hard with this language, baby. Because I get it. But my intentions are pure. All right. We get it. All right. Ain't nothing wrong with making a little mistake. But yeah, like I was saying, once you become more in tune with the love for you, naturally, it's going to come natural to you to love people and meet them where they are. It don't mean you got to sacrifice, you know what I'm saying, a piece of you or part of you that you don't necessarily want to. It just means that now you get it. Because it didn't just start with your parents. It started with theirs and theirs and theirs. And to get to the root of the problem, you'll be going lifetimes. So all you could do is pick up where they left off. Focus on the problems at hand. Focus on what you can. What can you change about yourself? What characteristics do you see in them that you want to improve? Because improving you improves them, whether they see it or not. You know, they may always walk into this life with the trauma that they carry. They may die with it. But that's where it ends. If you pick up and you heal. Because that's all you can do anyways. What else can you possibly do besides sit in the curse and continue it from generation to generation to generation? Generational curse breaking is way bigger than money. It's way bigger than power. On a mundane level, on this earthly level. Any problem you try to solve, you always got to get to the root. You got to trace it back as far as you know how. Bring it all back in. Okay, your next card is how can I be more kind to myself and offer more grace in this very moment? It's so funny because I'm watching a little girl on a scooter outside my house and she just going back and forth. She's in her own world. It's something about your inner child. Maybe somebody here feel like they never was able to be that child. You had to grow up too fast. Somebody here definitely had to be the parent of their parents. All right, somebody here also had parents that may have been on drugs, that had some type of disability. Okay, I'm also picking up on disability checks. All right, I don't know if this is the parent or this is like signing your child up for a crazy check. You know when they was giving out those checks for kids that were not, you know, all the way together. Okay, but for somebody here, I don't even think you were the problem. I think they coerced. It's like they told you when you get in here, you better act crazy for the money. That woman was only doing what she knew how. She was hustling. She was, you know, I'm getting this energy of pimping out the children. All right, I'm not saying that it was right. But what transpired in her life for her to feel like she had to do that or go that low? Have you ever thought about the poverty that your parents experienced, and not just in their pockets, but in their mind? What did their parents do to them? And what did the parents do to them? You see what I'm saying? It's a slippery slope. And to try to fix everybody around you is not the solution. Try to making people fit into your life, into your world, and what you believe and how you're changing will never be the solution. The solution to change the dynamic of the family bloodline is to change you. There's not going to be a day that you come on this channel and I ain't telling you how you got to do better for you. Because changing you, getting to know you, loving you, change everything. I feel like I'm getting real passionate. And I'm trying to stay calm because this is a very passionate subject for me. I'm still dealing with this shit right now today. And I love my parents. I don't think they understand how much I do. I don't think they understand how much I do. But I'm not going to force a connection. And I ain't going to let them do it either. I.e. come around when they think they can, when they think that you benefit them. They still come back around with selfish intentions and think you don't know it. This is getting a little bit too personal. All right. And I feel like I'm speaking for the both of us, for me and for whoever's listening to this. Because at the end of the day, you never know what's in the mind of another person. to the fullest extent, to the fullest degree. Even if you can read energy, it's only so much you can see. But let's move forward. How can I be more kind to myself? Myself, and offer more grace, excuse me, in this very moment. Right now, what can you do to be more kind to yourself and offer yourself more grace? Because that's all that I've been trying to communicate this whole time. My eyes are fixed on this card. Okay, I let them fall and I do my thing with that one card and then I move on. I'm also getting to, it's like every time I read it, I see something different. You know that feeling you get when you watch the TV show a million times, but every time you see it, it's like you missed something. That's the type of thing that I'm getting when it comes to this dynamic. The more and more you get to know yourself, the more and more you're able to see, oversee, like the eagle in the sky, what's really going on here. You're able to take yourself out of that emotional aspect and use the logical side of your brain to try to figure out, where did this start? And maybe that's where we go wrong, right? More so looking like, I won't say wrong. What I would say is like, we can't stay in the where did this start? Because you will be doing a lot of research. All we can do is, like I said earlier, pick up where they left off. I don't know why I just repeated that. Okay, I split the deck on the strength card. Whoever I'm speaking to, you're very strong. You've been forced to be strong. You've been forced to be the strength. I also just heard Spirit say, you signed up for this. Well, that's fucked up. But I get it. I'm just playing, Spirit. You know what I'm saying? We don't even understand sometimes the contracts that we chose, but when we come down here, we forget them. As children, we grow up and we be indoctrinated based off of what our parents knew or what our circumstances know. So we become that. And some of us stay stuck in that identity that was created for us instead of exploring the identity that we signed up for. It's reminding me of the first time that I was reminded that I can do this. Because before I started doing this shit 6 years ago, I wouldn't have never thought 6 years before that this would be something that I'd be doing. In fact, I was afraid of this. Because church folk told me that this was evil and demonic. Thank God for my mother. Thank God. Yeah, we have our ways. You know what I'm saying? But she loved this stuff, whether she told people or not. I just found out yesterday she was always, as a kid, reading a newspaper. But when she read the newspaper, she always read the zodiac sign. She was always interested in stuff like this. And she don't even know, like, that part of her that was being activated as a child while I was in her egg sac, before I was even conceived, was affecting me. It birthed a part of her that she never got a chance to express. And that right there in itself, if a person is not secure with where they are, will always cause resistance. Because it's like, why am I? It makes, for somebody you're dealing with a parent where they compare themselves to you a lot, and it make them wonder why they not experiencing the things that you experience. If this is my daughter, or they trying to attach themselves in a selfish way to experience it through you, but they want to control it. And you are not a soul that can be contained or controlled. Whoever I'm speaking to, you are rebellious. You like deeper knowledge. You like learning in ways that's new, that was never introduced to you. You like feeling fulfilled, like soul fulfillment. I'm also hearing something about gratitude. Okay, you can love from a distance. God is not going to be mad at you if you decide to cut your parents off. I'm not religious, but one thing I do remember in the Bible, it say honor thy father, honor the mother and the father. They used to always use that shit against the bitch, but they forgot to tell us the part where it says that the parents must not provoke the child. It's a two-way street. Just because a person is your parent don't mean that y'all ain't two separate souls with a mission. And sometimes their mission is to fuck everything up. But that's something that we have to come to the terms and accept. Accept it, transmute it, and move forward. Easier said than done, but possible. I'm telling you. And this coming from somebody that done been through some shit with their parents. Both of them. But I've learned to just let it go because I'm the one that have to carry that pain. I'm the one that got to carry that hurt. I am the one that got to carry that disappointment. This is what I mean by putting you first. When you go to realizing the shit, the burdens that you carry because of somebody else's actions, or like they always say, what you don't pay for in this lifetime, your kids will. That's a fact. Because just because you died don't mean your blood ain't still running in the veins of me. I was watching Raising Canaan, and they was going through this the scene where the mom was dying, but they all felt like everybody had a different version of how they felt in a different experience with their parents. The oldest child is not going to have the same story that the youngest child have. It's not possible. I mean, it can relate, but the oldest child done been through it way longer than that youngest child. And in the scene, he was like, people always die. Parents always die and leave their shit back for somebody else to handle it. But dead or alive, you was born with that shit. That's why it's important to get to know you so you can learn how to get out of the shit. Literally, the gunk. But it's still a part of you because it's a part of your strengthening. Okay, how can I be more kind to myself and offer more grace in this very moment? I'm sorry if I'm making you cry. I feel tears, because I get it. But I'll tell you this, the best feeling that I ever got is releasing pain. It's the best feeling ever. Once I'm done crying, once I'm done huffing and puffing, and I thank God for the release, and I move forward. And I try to be the best person I can be for me. So that way, while I don't have kids, whether you have kids or not, I'm just telling you from my perspective, the same thing that was happening and being created in my mother, that she scratched the surface of and then fully tapped into for whatever reason, I came out and was a result of that. And not only did the anointed part of me came out of her, I carry her shit too. So if I can see that while trying to heal and forgive this relationship dynamic that I have with my parents, then I can use that as a source or what I'm trying to say is, right now in my womb, what I'm doing, whatever my kids in there doing, baby, these seeds, with all the healing that I got going on, all the things that I'm doing, is to benefit future generations, because it will. I hope I broke that down properly. Okay, somebody got to get their emotions together. Somebody here, you got a very emotional parent. I'm also getting this energy of wanting to hold you back. Okay, and maybe they don't even know this is what they're doing, because in their mind, they just want to stay close. They want to hold on to you. I keep on seeing the Four of Pentacles. They don't want to let you go. They want to control, because they feel like they're the parent, no matter how old you get. And unconsciously, you allowed them to take that much stake in your life. And I get it, because they're our parents. We think we must honor our father and our mother. And our mother, even in they fucked up ways. But no, I'm here to tell you, baby, that's a lie. You honoring them would be healing, whether they know it or not, whether they accept it or not, because you're doing it for the bloodline. You're doing it for you, and naturally it's helping everything and everybody else, including those unborn children, including the children that you already have. And at the end of the day, if I'm speaking to a parent that feel like it's too far gone and I done fucked up, my kids are fucked up, okay, it still ain't too late. They still got to make their own choices and do what it is that they got to do. Just like you had parents and you had to do the same thing. All you can do is your part. All right, don't beat yourself up. Okay, do I surround myself with people who lift me up? I mean, well, do you? That came in reverse, remember? I'm just getting this energy of like, how could I trust anybody else if I can't even trust my family? You trust you. The only person you can trust, and it ain't about having trust issues. All of these cards keep coming in reverse. I mean, flipped side. So I just feel like we are dealing with energies that we can't see. But they're there. They're not in our face, but they in our face. It's like hidden in plain sight. Okay, there's definitely some type of father dynamic here. Power, control. Okay. For a lot of us, we've been looking for a mother and a father in relationships. We like to call it looking for love in all the wrong places. But it's not just love that you look for. You're looking for something to fill that void within inside of you. When that void is just asking to be explored, because in the void you create. Some of us had children because we felt like having a child, I'll finally get something or somebody that loves me. But imagine what you're speaking in that child's life. Or is that a pig? You gotta be fucking kidding me, bitch. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Yo. It's a fucking pig. I ain't never seen nobody with a pet pig except on TV. So that could be significant. I promise y'all, I was focused on these cars. I rarely am. I'm always looking out the window, and all of a sudden I look up and see a pig. Okay. Ooh. It's definitely giving greedy. Okay, pigs eat anything. They like mud. Okay, they don't have sweat glands. My granddaddy is calling me. I can't even answer right now. Granddaddy? Okay, that could be significant. All right, I'm going to have to call him back. But wow. Let's just get back to what I was talking about. All right. Okay. Wow. That was a lot of interruptions. Okay, I definitely get this energy of there are certain energies around you trying to purposely interrupt the flow because it goes against, it's like you've created your own flow. And that in itself is going against the grain, because nobody else in the family has done that. It's always been this energy of follow the leader, but the leader was never someone that needed to be followed. And now that a real leader has been born, it's something that they don't understand, they can't take. Always remember that you are on your own journey. Your own journey. Do I surround myself with people who lift me up? Are you attracting people who mimic or mirror the energies that you did not heal from you and your relationships with your parents? Yes. The Empress and the Emperor keep coming up. I'm also getting this energy of like, it says someone cheating, an enemy posing as a friend, hidden secrets. If this has anything to do with someone's mother, like, somebody here is really going through some shit with their mom. I'm definitely heavily picking up on like hidden motives. Like somebody here even went through some shit where their mom used witchcraft to make them stuck or stagnant. Or this is giving the energy of like they used your energy to, they got a favorite child and the favorite child ain't you. This favorite child has always been praised, doted, and never did you get any of that love or any of that energy. And it's almost as like they know that you the lucky charm. They know that you the strength. But like I said, it intimidates them because they feel like I am the parent. I am the strength. I am the dynamic. I'm the one. I'm hearing HBIC head bitch in charge. It's like this dynamic. Like somebody mama is in heavy competition with them. And it's bringing me back to they even slept with some of your folks, bro. That's crazy. I'm also picking up an energy where somebody's mother could have blamed them for sleeping with, like, they brought in a man, a stepdaddy or whatever.
Granddaddy.
And, come on, granddaddy. They brought in a step parent or whatever and blamed you and said that you were, oh, you don't need to wear that. Or, you know, it's like this energy of putting other people before you, putting men before family, putting everything and everybody before you. And this whole time you've been walking in this life, you've been doing the same thing because you unconsciously learned that from your parents. How to put everything and everybody before you. Somebody here, you picked up this thing with domestic violence. Watching your parents fight each other, watching your mom and your dad do whatever it is they do. All right, if not domestic violence, this is like verbal abuse. Drugs keep coming up as well. I'm also getting prostitution. This is a heavy message. But I promise you, I'm just here to help you purge this out. Because sometimes we stay stuck in loops. And we started trying to figure out why this ain't happening. Why I keep attracting these type of people. Why is this? Why is that? Why my money funny? Because all of those fucked up dynamics that you learned from your parents, and I'm not saying blame them, because they were given a fucked up hand too. I don't care what status that you born when it comes to money. Everybody done dealt with some heavy shit. It ain't always been peaches and cream. Quiet your mind and allow your Ori to guide and assist you. It's a lot of noise. Okay, a lot of noise. I'm also getting a lot of noise in regards to whatever you do for work or whatever you do to make your money or whatever you doing, period, just to be you. Stop apologizing for your truth. Just stop. This says, what else could this mean in reverse? What do I believe about money? I just was talking about that. Do my beliefs match my dreams? For somebody here, they definitely tried to tear down whatever it is that you believe in because they feel like it's not realistic. It's not logical. It don't make sense. It's not traditional. We didn't come here to make sense, motherfucker. We ain't come here to be traditional. We ain't come here for none of that. We came here to be us, nigga. No offense, but all offense. It is what it is. Just like I got to carry my weight like a heavyweight champion, you do too. At the end of the day, we in this together. But what I choose, and the route I choose, is the route of abundance. It's the route of veneration. It's the route of love. And I keep saying me, speaking in first person. But, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I do that in real life too. Like when people tell me their situations, it's like I put myself in their shoes and I go to speaking as if I'm them, like the voice behind their reason. Okay, that could be significant. You could be somebody that experienced that as well. You truly know how to be a chameleon, embody empathic energy. Okay. I just get this energy of you're no longer going for the bullshit, all right? Or you no longer need to. Don't allow what you've been through to make you insecure. Don't allow what you've been through. Don't allow the misconception of what's in front of you take away from what's behind you. And what I mean by that is, what we see with our two eyes can play tricks on us. But what we see with our third eye, the eye that's not seen, will always lead you and tell you the truth.
Unknown caller.
Who is this? Yo, y'all. Let me get out of here. Okay, you got 3 of Wands, the Ace of Wands with the 9 of Cups. How can I surrender? Surrendering what you think you know or what they think that you should know. And doing your own thing is what's going to expand you and expand your horizons. Okay? Making new plans is significant. I do see some good news as it pertains to something that you're passionate about. I'm also getting something about a spontaneous text. Somebody here who has been going through something with their parents for a while. You might, I don't know what this person has had problems speaking up and being honest. Okay. I feel like this is not going to be for everybody, but somebody is about to come out of nowhere. You guys are going to have some type of conversation and it's going to make you really happy. I also see this newfound support. This may even be something that you wish for. But what if you don't attain that in this lifetime? Would that then stop you from living for you? Okay, living for you create a reality of things that you only dreamed of. Everything that you ever wanted from your parents, you got to give it to yourself. That love, that nurture. Okay, I'm hearing it's time to step up and start making decisions for you. You got 4 Wands, which talk about celebrations. This also talk about relationships and love dynamics. What are you married to? Who are you married to? What thoughts are you married to? What game are you married to? Okay, because I just heard married to the game. All right, that could be significant. I see double Aries, fire energy. The Sun card, which tells me solar power, energy, source, and an abundance of it. I'm saying a lot of yellow. Oshun could be significant. Gold is significant. Gold, copper, jewelry, things that enhance your power. All right, these are the things that they are afraid of. They're afraid of their own power. This is 3 yeses. Okay, the answer is yes. Okay. The 3 of Wands talk about self-confidence. The Ace of Wands talk about enthusiasm and incitement. It also speaks to urgency. Okay, I could be speaking to someone's son with the Ace of Wands. Okay. I'm also hearing something about male-centered. Everything is male-centered. All right. Something about breaking away from that energy. Being male-centered. All right. I mean, you might even be dealing with this in your own personal life unconsciously. All right. And then you got the 7 of Wands. I don't know why all of a sudden I feel rushed. It's like I'm trying to get back. And that's the energy that I'm talking about. Like somebody feeling this obligation. Like they feel like they're in debt or they owe something to, or somebody's parents is making them feel like They're obligated to do something. You don't owe them shit. They don't owe you shit. All we owe each other is nothing at all. I'm just playing. But I'm for real at the same time, bro. Like, we on our own. Yesterday, I was talking about comparing yourself to other people and realizing how you on your own separate journey. So when you do that, you take away from the power that's within you. Doing that with your parents is the same thing. It's okay to not want to be like them. And that's something that they got to get over. Because you should want your children to be a better version of you. But some people just can't handle that. They just can't. Okay? This talk about you standing on business. You saying no and standing on business. Just talk about an energy of you blocking something out. So that way you can seize the moment of happiness. If they're not contributing to your happiness, they're not putting in no effort to heal themselves, you can't heal them. Some victories are meant to be victories alone. You can't drag somebody on a journey that you chose to take. The 7 of Wands also talk about contracts, negotiation. All right, maybe you tried to negotiate, compromise, but I just don't get. I don't get. It's like every time that you sacrifice or you try to negotiate or compromise something here, it backfires. Okay, then you try to hit it at another angle because you want this so bad, and I get that. But they gotta want it so bad with you, baby. Or you gonna be going through this life forever trying to please your parents, make your parents proud, do what they say do. You got to be Muslim because we've been Muslim and we've been Muslim all our life. But you don't want to be Muslim. You want to be Christian. Or you don't want to be Christian. You want to be money, what they call it, monotheistic or some shit like that, where you believe in different religions. Or you don't want to believe in any of that at all. You don't have to go with their flow. You can create your own. And I'm talking to a bunch of y'all. So some of us are on this journey where we are trying to, don't even know that we have certain things that we have to break away from that we learned from home. Some of us already been through that part where we done said, fuck that, I'm going to do me. Either way, I hope this video find you to be beneficial. Help to remind you to keep going on this beautiful journey that you create, on this journey of yours that you're creating beauty as you go. Because if you look back, and the hand you was dealt with was beat up, ran over, bones broken, all type of shit. I'm also getting too, and some of y'all might feel some type of way about this, because a lot of people that's not a race that's been through shit like slavery wouldn't understand how whatever our ancestors went through when it came to that. You know what's so funny? No matter what we was the slaves or the slave owners, we still inherited trauma and bullshit from being on each side of the scale. It's something in our blood that we can't run away from. So no matter what side of the scale you own, there's something here that was very traumatic that you're living out and living through right now today. Y'all ever heard of that experiment where they was the rats, every time they smelled the cherry blossom, they'll zap them, okay? And they did 2 separate experiments. Then the offspring would stay away from the cherry blossom, because it was already in their blood, in their psyche, in their parents' psyche. What affected their parents' lives end up affecting and writing the course of their lives. They can't tell you why they stay away from cherry blossom. It's just something that was in them that said, stay away. You think it's any different with us? It's not. Okay, you got to protect yourself. You got to fight for yourself. Ain't no competition. Ain't no such thing as that. Okay. I'm finna go, y'all. We 44 minutes in. God is present. Okay? Support is present for you. Do I surround myself around people who lift me up? That came in reverse. And then you got the 5 of Cups. It tells me that you've been attracting a lot of disappointing relationships. A lot of a lot of unexpected misfortune when it comes to people. Dynamics. People who you used to celebrate with. Or this is giving me an energy of like people with no sustenance. Okay? Not to take away from these people, but it's like y'all don't vibrate on the same frequency. Even when you was doing the things that they did, you always outshined these people. And it wasn't something that you even knew. I'm speaking to a golden child here. And I spoke about that girl on the scooter because I wanted to talk about your inner child. Did I? Yeah, I think so. I think I spoke upon it. But setting your inner child free. Taking her out of that cage that parental dynamics put him in. They ain't never taught your inner child how to be free because theirs was always caged. Stuck doing something that they didn't want to do. Didn't know how to speak up for themselves. But the 5 of Cups talk about a loss of friendships, a loss of loved ones, and how doing this, purging, do come with an element of sadness. It do come with, some unstable emotions, but it's necessary. You may even feel lonely, felt abandoned. But the whole time you got 2 cups behind you, which means that love was always waiting for you. Balance was always waiting for you. It was just a matter of you turning around and realizing that. Something about 3 generations here is significant. And how the next 2, starting with you, is going to be it's going to be a big change due to something that you do. Because of your evolution, because of your ability to take a stance. I'm hearing a lot of success. I'm also getting this talk about new conditions, growth, a new environment. All right, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, within the blood, your womb being a new environment for the next generations. You are born with your eggs. Clearing out your womb makes room for them to be able to exist peacefully. All right. I think that's it, y'all. Yeah, you got making decisions. Look, there go that 3 of Cups. But look, that 3 of Cups has always put you in this energy of defeat, a lack of communication. Being with certain people caused you to self-sabotage, self-sacrifice. Okay? You're being moved by deception because you don't know that it's a lie. It's putting you in this energy of alienation. Alienizing you because your energy intimidates them. But they try to make you feel like you're the one that's intimidated. Narcissistic abuse, bullying, violence, crime. I talked about all of this. SA, raped. You got to surrender it. Make peace with what happened and move forward, baby. Because this world is full of opportunities, full of possibilities. What may be unrealistic to you, what may be unrealistic to them is a fantasy for you. Just talk about being ambitious, seeing things in a totally different light than the light that you was, seeing things in a different lens than the lens of the glasses that were given to you at birth. This is reminding me like a veil over the eyes type shit. All right. Making your imagination become the image in your head become image nation, imagination, image for a nation. What? That's definitely giving me the thought. And every time I go to start thinking about this shit, it's like I start stuttering and my memory try to fade. About the image that is portrayed by the masses that's given to us to believe, and how it's been our God unbeknownst to us. And what I mean by that is everything that was set up for your parents' is affecting you now today. Not having farms, not having land, not having resources. And it's crazy because I can't even make this about a race thing, because black, white, Mexican are indifferent. As long as you in America, bitch, you are a slave. As long as we paying bills, I am exploring an element of freedom based off of what I didn't, based off the lack of freedom that I got within my life, like going to work. But I still am on a platform generating income on something that I didn't create. You get what I'm trying to say? Sovereignty. And I'm going to end off with that. You don't know what being sovereign or sovereignty is? Look it up. But guess what? Even sovereignty, being sovereign, still bring you back to you. Independence. Freedom. I love you guys. I appreciate y'all. If y'all made it to the end of this video, you a beast. I ain't even know I done recorded over an hour. But like I said before, I commanded this video, find exactly who it needs to change. Help you see a different perspective. I feel like I could have went even more deeper, but for some reason, it's just like I feel like I'm like crunched on time, and I got all the time in the world, so that's significant. Or you ever been in an argument and feel like you missed something? That's how I feel right now. But I know whatever it is that I said made some type of change, and I'm happy about that. And not just for me, but for you too. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for hyping the video up if you can, and I will see you guys on the next video. Peace.